Hi, year eight. So here we are, week 3 of another full lockdown with schools closed. And I know that some people will think they're living their best life with school closed and no need to get up early on the morning and maybe catch the bus or get the train to come into school and have all your learning delivered online. However, I know that some people may be struggling with the concept of the online learning, struggling with not being able to see people and feeling like lockdown isn't a good place to be. And a lot of people feel like this. So I'd like to share with you this morning some things that you can do to support your mental health during this next lockdown until we end up back in school. So the first of the 4 things I'd like to talk about to help you with your mental health during lockdown is to look after your health. And there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can make sure that you're eating well. And I know that it's easy when you're working at home to go into that biscuit tin and make a crack on with the custard creams. I know it's easy to do that because I'm no different to you. However, it's really important to keep our normal eating patterns, eat at the right time, and avoid them snacks. Avoid going into that biscuit tin for just one more biscuit. It's also important to maintain a really good sleep pattern. And again, I know, because I'm no different to you, that it's difficult if you think that you can have a lie-in the morning to maybe think, well, I'll have a later night. I'll go to bed an hour or 2 later. I'll play on my device just before I go to bed, because I can have a lie-in the morning. But during lockdown, it's really important to make sure that you keep a normal sleeping pattern, because that's going to really help you to stick to your routines and really help with your mental health during this time. Another thing you can do is you could limit your access to the news that you watch. Now, I know from my experience during lockdown 1, I started off being really interested in all of the latest coronavirus news. I was watching it on News 24 all the time, on Twitter, seeing who was tweeting what, watching what people were putting on Facebook, and it became something that could almost consume someone's time. So I would say to you, yes, keep up to date with the news, but don't let it cause anxiety. Don't let it cause stress. Don't make it something that you find becomes something that you can't live without, finding the latest figures or the latest thing that's happening in the news. Because, like most things, everything is good in moderation. But make sure you are looking at them reputable news outlets. Don't look for things like Twitter to see who's writing what with their bias that they have when they write these articles, one way or the other. Make sure that if you're going to listen to something or watch something, it's a reputable source. The third thing that you could do is make sure that even though we're in a situation of lockdown, even though you can't see your friends, you might not be able to see lots of members of your family, it's really important that you can try and still do this virtually, whether you do it over the telephone, on things like Zoom or FaceTime, or you're playing games online with your friends. Make sure you make time for people. It's really important. Some people you might not have spoken to for a long time. Pick up the phone, have a conversation with them, go online, catch up with them. But it's really important for you and for other people that you stay connected and you don't become distant to the friends, especially the ones that you're going to come back to school and be with during the normal time when we come back to school, whenever that may be. So really important, make sure you stay connected, stay in touch with all your friends and your family. And the fourth of the things that you could do to help your mental health during lockdown is to find new and interesting things that you enjoy doing that maybe you don't have the time for in normal times. You do have more time on your hands during lockdown. There's less things you can do on an evening. There's less things you can do on a weekend. So it's really important to maybe have a think about something that it is that you really enjoy to do and see if you can do that. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody starts doing Joe Wicks workouts or baking banana bread. However, there are things maybe that you've always fancied to go at or learning more about, and you could do this with the time that you've got on your hands. I like to get out in some fresh air, and even if that's only walking the dog close to my house, I still get out and do that to make sure that I get fresh air, I get some exercise. That's really important. And I'll talk about exercise on another day because I'm really passionate about why that's really important. But whatever it is, find something that you enjoy to do and make sure you are making time for these things. And finally, to sum up, it's really important that if things aren't going well for you or you're not feeling so good about this time in lockdown, that you talk to people. You don't keep it to yourself, and things get worse if you keep them to yourself. It's really good to talk to people, tell people how you feel, and they're able to then support you. The best people to talk to are the people that you're closest to. That could be your friends, it could be your family, but whoever it is, open up and explain to people how it is that you are feeling. As we would be if we were in school, we're still here to support you. If you'd like to talk to any of us, whether it be your form tutor, myself, the assistant head here, Mr. Horner, we're all still here. You can always email us with our initials, whether it be your form tutor's initials, mine, DCE, or Mr. Horner, THR, at knutsfordacademy.org.uk, and we will get back to you. We will come back and we'll have that conversation and just talk things through. We may just be able to help you feel a bit better during this time in lockdown. And then there's obviously the student support team of Mrs. Storrow and Mrs. Jones. Again, always here to support you, always available on email, and they will get back to you to talk things through, or maybe just to reply to your email if you have questions and you want to talk to people. Maybe you'd like to just email and people will email you back, or if you want to talk, can talk and give you a call back as well. So bear these things in mind. Make sure you're doing things to give you the best mental health that you can do and that you can have. If you do need to talk, remember, friends, family, or anybody at school is always here to help you. Have a great day, Year 8, and I'll speak to you again soon.